Hey everyone! So just before I get started, I do want to let you know that you may hear some noises coming from the baby monitor because I just put Ellie down for bed, so she's just still in the process of settling in. But anyways, this is my 32-week update. Last week, if you recall, I was talking about dealing with emotions, about having the possibility of having a C-section because he was breech. I've better learned to understand exactly what it was that I was feeling, and those of you who sent me messages and comments, I appreciate it so much. For those of you who are not judgmental in any way, shape, or form, but could rather understand where I was coming from, thank you for that. I realized that I really didn't know how to explain what I was feeling, and I didn't have anything come out the way that I wanted it to. I understand what I was feeling now, and it's not really the method of delivery that I care about, but it's the whole experience about not being able to experience labor like I had hoped. Obviously, birth is really unpredictable, so I'm in a much better place. We also did come up with a plan in case he was still breech and remained breech throughout the pregnancy. One that I was very happy with, one that would grant me my wishes and make it more of a healing experience no matter which way he was delivered. So, also I talked about going to the chiropractor that was going to be starting last Wednesday, who was certified in the Webster technique that helps get babies into the optimal position for delivery. I started physiotherapy, I think it was 2 weeks ago actually. And what else? I had my biophysical profile on Monday. I also talked about lack of movement, and it was also Mother's Day on Sunday, so I'll fill you in on everything that happened. So to start with, on Monday last week, he was breech. They did the little handheld ultrasound in the OB's office, and he was head up on the right side and sitting like this on my cervix. Not the best position for him to be in, although they weren't overly worried about it. They were talking about doing a version at 36, 37 weeks if I wanted one, but I have no desire to do a version and really wanted to correct his position while he was still little enough to turn without medical intervention. I realize that they can still do all kinds of flip-flops back and forth, and they have lots of room to make up their mind and whatnot. But anyways, I was dealing with a lot of emotions about that, as I said earlier. So I started to go to the chiropractor on Wednesday. Also, I mentioned that his movements weren't that great. They kind of slowed down. After going to the chiropractor and getting my back adjusted and doing the Webster technique, he's been way more active. Like, I'm not concerned about movements, at all, like I was before. It's been a really, calm and quiet week without any sort of medical drama or any pregnancy dramatics or anything, it's quite nice. So the only drama that we had was the positive fetal fibronectin test, which I'm 33 weeks now, so I guess the test was negative, which is fantastic, and we can carry on in this pregnancy. But I went to the chiropractor 3 days that week, and I'm so happy to report he is head down. That was ultrasound confirmed on Monday through the biophysical profile. I'm really certain that it was the chiropractor that did it, but the first time she did the Webster technique, she did tell me you may need 7 to 11 sessions before you notice him flip. Not often that they respond right away, so don't be alarmed, but she did have an 80% success rate. Well, as soon as she did the Webster technique, he moved. I wasn't 100% sure of his position, so I'm really happy that he responded right away. The second time she did it on the Thursday, he had moved head down, but quickly, he was back to breech when I woke up Friday morning, and I had my appointment Friday morning, and she did the Webster technique again, and he went immediately to head down. But I like, his movements were all over the place that day, so I wasn't sure if he maybe flipped or whatever. So I had a break from the chiro and the spinning babies and everything on Saturday. I was just letting it go. On Mother's Day, though, I decided I really wanted to go to the swimming pool and relax with my family. Also, I wanted to do some handstands in the pool. And when you go to the pool, it increases your amniotic fluid and allows the baby to move more freely and things like that. And you know, you doing all those exercises in the pool might get him to turn or stay head down. So I don't know if it was the combination of the chiro on Friday plus the handstands in the pool on Sunday, but it was confirmed by ultrasound that he's head down, which I was actually quite shocked about. I was not expecting her to say that he was head down, simply because of the way that he moves in my belly. He doesn't really like to kick a whole lot. He's more of an arm stretcher guy, and he stretches right out like this, so I usually have one hand on my right hip and one hand on my left hip, and then I have a head butting my cervix. Every now and then he kicks up the top, but it's really not a whole lot of action going on up there. So I kind of go throughout the day wondering, did you flip again? But I can clearly feel a baby bum up here, so that's nice. What else? Oh, the biophysical, he passed with flying colors. The reason they started doing the biophysical was the positive fetal fibronectin test and also the lack of movements, which I don't have a lack of movements anymore, but I'm really happy they're going to continue with the biophysicals, and I can confirm his position every Monday from now until delivery. Today I met with the head of obstetrics in my city, and I was talking to him about a VBAC and my specific risks, because if you remember, I met with an OB who was really not liking the fact that I even wanted to try for a vaginal delivery because of my BMI. So I asked him about my specific risks for a VBAC, and he said the only risks to me are the ones in surgery, and he would much rather see me do a VBAC than do surgery. So I'm super happy about that. What else? Just trying to think. Oh, yes, I got a dresser and got all of his clothes put away. I packed the hospital bag, which I will do a video that's been requested, so I'll do that. I had to dig out my breast pads because honestly, I've been leaking like crazy. And now every time Ellie cries, I leak. And it's like serious amounts. I've been having super painful Braxton Hicks, and I remember with Ellie, I watched an old pregnancy video, and I remember being this far along and having really painful Braxton Hicks, but at 34 weeks I started the prodromal labor, which I'm hoping I don't have this time around because that would be really annoying. I did my birth plan. I don't know if I mentioned that. If you want me to go over that, I can do that. I'm still dealing with super bad indigestion. According to the OB's scale, I have gained 3 pounds, but I don't know. I think that's kind of weird because obviously I'm eating and that would interfere. I weigh myself every morning, and according to my scale, I've gained 1.7. Either or is fine with me. Being 33 weeks and gaining 3 pounds, I'm not going to complain about that. The throwing up definitely has backed off. I'm not nearly as nauseous as I was. In fact, I'm feeling really good. But I do throw up a couple times a day. It's usually at night. Speaking of at night, though, I've reached the point in pregnancy where I am really, really exhausted, which I have been for weeks. But the pain in my hips, oh, I remember that so distinctly with Ellie. I don't know if it's because the baby's laying on a nerve, or you can really only lay on your left side or right side at this point in pregnancy. You can't really lay on your back, and you shouldn't be laying on your stomach. I definitely can't because the baby gets mad at me. But I'm just really, really sore, and I'm going in for a massage next week, and I cannot wait for that. I need it so bad. I mean, the chiro has done amazing things for me. I definitely feel less tension. I was having a lot of pain on my left side, but she felt the most tension on the right side, which was interesting because if you remember, with my pregnancy with Ellie, I was walking with a cane due to my right leg and right hip. So I guess I still suffered from that. I've seen her, Friday will be my 5th visit, and I plan to see her at least once a week until delivery to ensure optimal position and that my spine is aligned correctly and, you know, do all that stuff. I have an acupuncture assessment, I guess you could call it. Well, it's an appointment with a naturopath on the 28th of May. So everything is going good so far. I'm not dealing with the feelings that I was before. I'm kind of, we've made a plan to make sure that my wishes are, I don't want to say it like that, just to make sure like everybody is happy with delivery no matter which way that he's delivered. And if you want me to go over the specifics of that in another video, I certainly will. I think I've covered everything in this video. If you have any questions though, you can leave them below, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.